the Normandy beaches, General Rommel oversaw their reinforcement. He covered them with millions of mines and all kinds of obstacles. Many were immersed at high tide to destroy landing craft and stop a naval attack at the beaches. Field Marshal von Rundstedt had 58 divisions under his command on the Western Front. 39 of these, averaging 14,000 men each, were placed under Rommel's orders. Well protected behind the wall, an army of engineers developed new weapons that could tip the war in favor of the Axis. V-1s, the first cruise missiles, and V-2s, the first rocket missiles, could be aimed at England. And once operational, the first jet aircraft would be able to surpass the fastest Allied fighters. The Russians pushed the Germans back to their borders. The Allies retook North Africa and surged into southern Italy. The opening of a second front in Western Europe would allow them to take the Third Reich in a pincer attack. But first, they needed to breach the Atlantic Wall. That was the aim of Operation Overlord, commanded by an American general, Dwight D. Eisenhower.
2.5-ton truck. A real all-rounder, the six-wheel drive truck was involved everywhere for all uses during the Second World War. Of the 800,000 trucks made in 4 years, more than 100,000 went to the Soviet Army.
Since entering the war, the United States had developed its military effort with an enormous industrial capacity. The Allies had won the Battle of the Atlantic, and now even England's numerous ports were not enough to accommodate all of the arriving ships. For the military forces of 12 different nations, the whole of England became a gigantic training camp. While the largest military gathering in history prepared to invade Europe, the Allied commanders kept the date and the place of the landings a secret until the eve of D-Day. The location had to combine different imperatives: be near a large deep-water port and within the operational radius of fighter planes taking off from England. It had to have flat, wide, and deep beaches to enable thousands of men and their equipment to land and quickly move inland. The countryside had to be suitable for the construction of makeshift airfields. In the end, 2 French locations fit all of the criteria best: the Calais area and Western Normandy. By deciphering the codes generated by the Reich's coding machine, Enigma, the Allies knew that Hitler's generals were expecting a landing around Calais.